Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this draped blouse with off-shoulder sleeves. So tap the subscribe button below your screen, tap the like button also, and let's head straight in. So guys, we're going to be starting with our back pattern, and this is my basic bodice back pattern. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to draw in the shape of my neckline, and if you look at the picture, the neckline is an asymmetrical monostrap neckline. So I'm going to go to my shoulders and chop off a bit from there. So you can just chop off maybe like 2 or 3 inches from there, and then you connect straight to your other armhole side. So now for some dart shaping at the back, I'm going to go straight to my across back level, and that's it right here. Then I'm going to go out by half inch from my dart line. So that's it pretty much. Then I'm going to draw a straight line all the way from there to each of my dart legs as I'm doing right now. So just draw a straight line straight up to that, and then pretty much then you connect straight to your shoulder. So just connect those dart lines straight to your shoulders, and that's that for the back dart shaping. So now all I have to do now is to label it. So I'm just going to label that part side back 1, the middle part center back, and then side back 2. So that center point that I just finished marking is the center line of my center back. So that's where my back zipper is going to be. So if you want the back zipper, you just split that into 2, but if you don't want, you don't have to like split it into 2, you just leave it that way. So later on I'm going to be splitting the center back into 2 to accommodate a zipper line. And now I'm going to be cutting my labeled panels out right now. So I'm going to cut first the excess trim, the excess paper I don't need. I cut that out. Now I'm going to start cutting my panels. So I'm cutting side back 1 out right now. Then I'm going to cut side back 2, and then also cut the center back, and this is what that's going to look like when you're done cutting. So now my center back, I'm going to split it into 2 now to accommodate the zipper. So when you're cutting on your fabric, you can just add like allowances. You add 1 inch allowance to that side, and also add 1 inch allowance also to the other side, just to accommodate the zipper. And that's all for the back pattern. Oh, before I forget, if you look at the picture, you would see like a little of shoulder sleeve at the other end. So I'm just going to arrange my patterns back, my back pattern. I'm just going to arrange it back so I can draw that off shoulder sleeve, so I can draft that into my pattern and recut it out. So now I'm just going to come to the side of my pattern and then measure out 4 inches. So you just measure out 4 inches right from there, that way, and then just measure 2 inches up from there, and then you measure 4 inches out again. So I'm just going to connect all of those lines. I'm going to connect them, and then I'll have that off shoulder sleeve. So pretty much that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's that for that. So I'm just going to reconnect the neckline just so that everything stays blended in. So you need to do this before getting to this part. You don't do as I've done, because I forgot to do that when I was drafting initially. So just like do it before now, just so that you don't have all this like extra it makes your pattern rough if you do it this way I'm doing it. So just do it before you get to this stage. So yeah, now that's my new pattern with the off shoulder sleeve attached. So I'm just going to cut that out, and yeah, that's all we have to do for the back pattern. Now for the front pattern, you also need your front basic bodice block, and you need the close fitting one. That is the one with the 2 dot series, and that's mine right there. So I have 2 of it. So why do I have 2 of these patterns? Because from the picture, one of the pattern is going to be used to shaping my darts, but it's one of the pattern is going to be used as an underlay, and that's what we'll be using to shaping my bust dart and all of that. And the second pattern will be used to draft the draped overlay of the blouse. So you will understand as we move along with the tutorial. Now I'm going to keep one of the patterns aside, and we'll be working on the underlay part of the pattern. That is the one that will have the bust shaping. Now to proceed, the first thing I'm going to do is to draw in the asymmetrical shape that is the asymmetrical neckline of my pattern. And just like I've done with the back, I'm going to start first by chopping off about 2 or 3 inches from the shoulders, and then I'm going to now extend to account for the off shoulder. I'm going to extend by 4 inches there and 4 inches down at the other side. Then I connect, so 4 inches there, 4 inches there again, and the straight line is 2 inches. So yeah, now I'm going to connect this straight to my shoulders, and that's it. So now for some bust shaping, that's what we need to do now. So I'm going to measure my under bust straight from my shoulders to wherever it is. So if your under bust measurement is 13, just measure from your shoulders straight down, and this is mine right here. So that mark there, from each dart leg, just measure half inch out, half inch out. And this is mine. So now I'm going to reconnect it to my bust point right there. So that's what I'm doing now. Just use the curved part of your French curve to reconnect to your bust point. Then once you are done doing that, you draw a straight line from each dart leg straight to the end that is at your waist level. So at your hem, the hem of your blouse, just draw a straight line straight up. And now I'm just going to label it now so that I can cut it all out. So I'm going to label that center front, side front 1, side front. So side front 1 will be cut out from here, here, all the way here, and center front there, there, all the way there, side front 2, there, there, all the way there. So pretty much, so I'm just going to cut it all out now, and then cut out all of the excess paper I don't need on my pattern. I'm also going to trim all of those out. So yeah, that's that. Then once I'm done trimming it all, that is side front 1, center front, and side front 2, this is what I'm going to have. So this is my final front pattern for the underlay. Now for the overlay draped part, get your basic bodice block, and this is mine. Now everything I did to the underlay fronts, I'm also going to do it to the overlay. So I'm going to draw in my asymmetrical neckline, extend my armhole to get my off shoulder sleeve, and this is what I'm doing right now. Now I'm just going to connect straight back to my shoulders, and that's all we have now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to draw in my first draped line, and that is where I want it. That's it right there. So now I'm going to make sure that line passes through my bust point, and that's what I'm going to do now. You can see that. So it's a curved line, and then it's going to end up straight there at my off shoulder sleeve. So pretty much that's that. Now before I continue with the upper draped piece, there's a pleat at the side of my blouse. So if you look at the picture very well, you would see the pleat. So right there. So now I'm going to just do some slashing and spreading to accommodate that. So now I'm going to cut one leg of my dart, and then cut one leg of my upper neck dart also, and then I'll close my upper neck dart there, and then I'm just going to blend in those lines I drew earlier. So now my upper neck dart is now transferred to my waist dart. So pretty much you can see that right there. Now for that pleat at the side, I'm going to draw a line from my armhole side right there, and then I'm going to make sure it touches my bust point, and then it goes straight to my waist level. So you can either draw it from your waist or from your arm, or whichever one. So, and that's the line right there. So I'm going to cut one leg of my dart, and then cut the line up to my bust point, then close my dart, and that space will now be transferred to that new line. So yeah, pretty much that's that. Then I'm going to extend the cutting of that line. So just cut it up, not off, just cut it all the way to your armhole. That's that. Now let's move back to the upper draped piece. So I'm going to be drawing in slash lines into the upper draped piece. So just divide that place into how many drapes you want. So I'm just doing mine into 3. So I'm going to connect and draw in my slash line. So yeah, that's it. So that's my slash line 1, and then I'll draw the next one, which will be slash line 2. So you can see the lines are curved, so pretty much. So now I'm just going to extend that out into my off shoulder sleeve. So yeah, that's that. Now let's start slashing them. Now for the first slash line, I'm going to slash all the way up to my bust point. So first slash your one leg of your dart, then slash the upper neck dart also one leg of it, and then now I'm going to go to the side, and then I'm going to slash one of my drape lines. So you can see what I'm doing now, slash it up to my bust point. So I'm going to close my waist dart and then close my upper neck dart. So the dart space is now right at my slashed drape line. So yeah, that's that. So I'm just going to now blend in all my drape lines just so that everything looks neat. So yeah, I have to now continue cutting my draped lines, but before I do that, I'm just going to cut out all of the excess pieces of paper I don't need anymore. I'm just going to cut them out right now, and this is it's done. So now all I have to do now is to just keep cutting out all of my other slash lines. So I'm going to get a new piece of paper and place that underneath it. Then I'm going to cut my first slash line and arrange this all up on my new piece of paper. So that's that cut out. Now I'm going to cut the next line. So just make sure you don't make any mistake. Just follow the shape of the how you cut the slash lines, how you drew in the slash lines rather. So just follow the shape and cut out. So that's my second one. I'm going to pin that down also. Then for the third one, I'll cut it out also, and then I'm going to place it. So I'm cutting it all out one just so that I don't get confused as I'm placing, because if I cut it all out at once and then everything gets mixed up, it's going to be difficult for me to arrange them in a manner that makes sense. So now this is my pattern cut out. So I'm just going to spread out the other one, the one at the side. I'm going to spread it out a little and place a piece of paper underneath it, just like I've done. So I'm just going to blend that place just my waistline. I'm going to blend that in just so everything looks neat. So now let's cut out all of our excess paper. So yeah, now that's done. Now to cut out the excess paper around my drapes, I'm going to start pleating them. So I'm pleating my first drape. So just split it just so that we can have like a nice outline. That is a nice outline for all the drapes. So just cutting that excess paper off. So fold the first drape line like I'm doing, and then I'm just going to blend that in. Then I'm going to fold the next one, and then I'm going to use my pen to just like blend that in also. So you can see what I'm doing. Fold them in, fold the other ones also. So once I'm done folding them all, I'm just going to use my pen to just like blend everything in like I'm doing right now. Then I'll use my paper scissors to just cut that out. So now I'm going to go to the other side also, and then I'm going to pleat that part also in, pleat the next ones and the next ones, and then I'm just going to use my pen also to just like blend everything, connect, like just connect all my draped lines so you can see that. So just connect everything, and then I'm going to use my paper scissors to just like cut off all the excess paper. So yeah, that's that. So I'm just going to cut off the excess paper around my neckline and we are done. Now I'm just going to cut this pattern on my fabric. So this is the fabric I'm using. Just make sure you use a drapey and light kind of fabric. So yeah, this is it cut out. So make sure you notch all of your draped lines. So I'm going to notch that part, come to the side also and notch all my pleated or all my draped parts rather. Then I'll go to the other side also and notch all of the other parts also. And this is what your completed overlay front draped pattern is going to look like. This is what it's supposed to look like. Now this is my underlay pattern cut out. So if you cut it all up, or if you sew it all up together rather, this is what is going to look like. So you see, look at my shaped bust, look at how fit it looks. So that is what all of those that shaping we had to do. This is what it's this is what we used it to achieve. So once you finish pleating and draping or sewing your overlay, you just place it on top of this underlay, and then you sew together as one piece. So the underlay, this shaped underlay, is just there to give your blouse some structure. It gives your draped overlay also some structure. Now guys, if you want to spread this out wider and make it fuller, all you have to do is to just spread it out the way I'm doing. So just increase the width of the spreading. So you increase the width, you leave the shoulders the way it is, but you increase the other side. You can see what I'm doing. So that part is, it stays stationary as it was before, but the other part that is around like the off shoulder side, those are the parts like I'm moving, I'm like making that wider, so you can see what I'm doing. So pretty much I'm just going to pin all of that down right now. So, and that's done. So now I'm just going to draw a straight line from that point all the way to the other end. You can see just the straight line from there. Then I'm going to measure up 1 inch right there, 1 inch also at the other end. Then you just draw a straight line right there. So the next thing you need to now do is to just trim off like the excess fabric. So you can see I'm just trimming because I didn't do this on the paper, so I have to just trim off my fabric. So I'm also using a cotton fabric instead of the other one I was using that I used for the other one, just to give it more volume. So yeah, pretty much now I'm just going to fold that part right there. You can see what I'm doing, just to create like a self-facing, see, so you can see what I'm doing. So I just cut that part out at the shoulder area and you can see it. So that's all done. So just do the exact same thing so you can see what I came up with. So yeah, now I'm just going to notch all of my pleats on my new fabric, and then I'm going to pleat it all as I did with the first fabric. Now I'm going to start my pleats. So I'm starting with the pleats around my shoulders before moving to the other one that is around my off shoulder part. So you can see, just so that the pleats, that is just so that they connect together. So I'm going to move on to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one, till I'm done completing or folding up all of the pleats. So just do the exact same thing and you're going to come up with something like this. And this is it all done. That's my self-facing folded right on top of my fabric. So yeah, pretty much this is everything. So yeah, this is all there is to it, and this is it draped on my miniature mannequin. You can see the drapes. So look at the side drape and the upper neckline drape. This is it, and that's the off shoulder sleeve right there. So yeah, that's that. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button below your screen, tap the like button also, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming tutorials when I post them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.